Alright guys, welcome to Versus with Justin and Donald, the moment XSplit decides to update.
Hey everybody, what's going on?
Alright, there we go. So, the rules for this game. They're pretty simple. We always start with Master Chief, and we always end with the T-1000. And the idea is to pit people up against one another, and if no form of competition is stated, we're going to assume fight to the death. So we're basically just gonna go around, throw a bunch of shit out, see who wins, and hopefully you enjoy it.
Sounds like a fun time to me.
Alright, Donald, so Master Chief versus The Flash.
Well, I mean, the Flash can kind of, run himself out of existence.
This is true.
It's pretty fast.
But on the other hand, we have Master Chief,
On the other hand,
who could jump himself out of existence.
That is also true. I think I'm going to have to give this one to Master Chief simply because we don't know exactly how they're fighting.
Alright, fair enough. So, Master Chief versus the White Tiger, Biako.
I'm going to have to go with the White Tiger.
You're going with Biako, huh?
Yeah.
Biako versus Crookshanks.
I can't say I'm too familiar with the latter. So I think my vote is going to be somewhat biased. And I might have to go with the former.
Alright, so you're going with Biako again.
Yes, Biako again.
Okay, so we will go with Biako versus... Who could present a good challenge to Biako? Resident Evil 5, Albert Wesker.
I'm going to have to go with Resident Evil 5, Albert Wesker.
Are you sure? I mean, Biako can fucking destroy molecular bonds with the sound of his voice.
Well, Wesker's a superhuman bio-doucheneer.
This is true. Alright, so you're going with Wesker?
Yep.
Wesker versus Superman.
Well, Wesker, like I said, is a biogenetic doucheneer. Well, Superman is Superman. This depends. Is this Red Sun Superman? Because Superman Red Sun is pretty strong.
Why don't we go with the original Superman? The guy who couldn't even fly. He could only jump incredibly long distances. It's not Master Chief.
You have to go with my buddy Albert Wesker.
You're going with Albert Wesker again, huh?
Yeah.
Albert Wesker versus Ryu Kotse from Inuyasha.
My memories of Ryu Kotse are fairly faint, but he was relatively strong, so I think I might have to pick him.
Alright. Ryu Kotse versus... MVC3 Dante. Vanilla.
Dante, all day. It's Devil May Cry 3 Dante.
Alright. Let's go with Dante versus Noble Six with an energy sword in a sword fight.
In a sword fight?
Yes.
Well, Dante has two sword styles. He has Swordmaster and Dark Slayer.
And Spartan has a broken energy sword.
But Dante has been stabbed in the chest repeatedly and doesn't die.
But he has been stabbed in the chest by an energy sword.
I mean, Dante's fought demons in hell and does a bunch of other ridiculous things that I don't think Spartans do. I mean, they fight aliens, but they don't fight hell itself.
So you're going with Dante?
I have to go with Dante because he's half demon.
Alright. Dante versus Meta Knight. on Final Destination.
Oh. Ooh. Dante versus Meta Knight. Well, Meta Knight's broken, and Dante's not, so...
Oh, I said vanilla MVC3 Dante.
Oh, vanilla Dante. He might put up more of a challenge, but I still don't think he's capable of defeating OP Meta Knight. If this is Smash Brothers rules, anyway.
Alright. Meta Knight versus Batman.
Wait, is this Michael Keaton, Val Kilmer, George Clooney, Christian Bale, or Adam West?
It doesn't matter, it's just fucking Batman. And he gets like a week of prep time.
Batman!
Alright.
A week of prep time? Do you think he would need a week to beat Meta Knight?
I guess not. Alright, Batman with a week of prep time versus...
I feel like the answers are just going to be Batman until we get to the T-1000.
I'm not so sure about that. We're going to go with Batman versus Kobe Bryant in a game of soccer.
Ooh. Wow. That's tough. I mean, Kobe does have the natural advantages of being a professional athlete. And while Batman is an incredibly skilled martial artist, and I imagine he's very good at other things that involve being physically fit, one has to wonder if he's on par with professional athletes. I think I'm going to have to give it to Kobe because he's a pro athlete.
Alright. Let's go with Kobe versus Peyton Manning in a ping pong match.
I'm going to have to go with Peyton.
Yeah, I suppose he probably has a little better hand-eye coordination.
That's what I imagine.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll go with Peyton Manning versus... Peyton Manning versus Elle from Death Note in a fanboy contest. And or fangirl contest.
It depends. Is my good friend, the coach in this fanboy contest talking about his favorite quarterback's laser rocket arm?
Yes.
And are there a bunch of 14-year-old girls that talk about how much they don't like Nier because he's too much like L because they don't understand logic?
Yes.
Then I'm going to have to say L because of the sheer overwhelming numbers.
Alright, let's go with L versus Stephen Hawking.
Stephen Hawking. He wrote A Brief History of Time.
Alright, let's go with Stephen Hawking versus Darth Sidious.
Darth Sidious turned the Chosen One to the dark side.
But Stephen Hawking, what hasn't he done besides walk? He could walk. He could walk.
Walk in the past.
He has. He had some rare disorder that eventually paralyzed him.
Her boyfriend, she says I can stay there for tonight, but just in case your boyfriend isn't okay with this, I'm going to move my suitcase and that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go with Hawking.
You going with Hawking?
Yep.
Alright. Hawking versus Jim Carrey in a funny contest.
Is this Family Guy Stephen Hawking?
This is any rendition or form of Stephen Hawking that has ever existed,
I'm going to have to say...
including epic rap battles of history.
Oh my god, epic rap battles in history, Hawking is amazing. But I'm going to have to say Jim Carrey. For Fire Marshal Bill, Charlie Bailey Gates, Stanley Ipkiss, and his character in Bruce Almighty.
Alright, let's go with Stanley Ipkiss, a.k.a. Jim Carrey, versus Forever Alone.
Stanley Ipkiss versus who?
Forever Alone.
In a Forever Alone contest?
In life.
In life. Well...
I mean, Forever Alone is famous.
I might have to go with Stanley Ipkiss. Then again, I imagine Forever Alone is more well-known among our generation because it's been a long time since The Mask came out.
This is true. Stanley Ipkiss versus Kanye West in a fight to the death.
Stanley Ipkiss has the mask.
Without the mask.
Oh, hell. Kanye.
Alright. Kanye versus Chris Brown in a fight to the death.
It depends. Is Chris Breezy currently using his psycho power?
I'd imagine so in a fight to the death.
Oh, man. If he's Shin Chris Brown and he uses the Super Psycho Crusher, he might give Kanye a run for his money.
Run it all over Kanye.
But then again, Kanye does have the, he does have the Shinku Hadoken.
So.
Yeah, I'm going to have to give it to Kanye Ryu.
Alright, Kanye Ryu versus Tommy Vercetti.
What are they just fighting?
Fight to the death.
I have to go with Tommy Vercetti. He's got a mansion.
Your Honor, my client doesn't even own a gun. Alright. Tommy Vercetti versus 8-Ball from GTA 3.
8-Ball, because he's got better technology.
Alright. And this is 8-Ball without messed up hands.
Yeah.
But my hands are all messed up, so you gotta drive, brother.
This is 8-Ball is from almost 2 decades later, so I'm gonna have to go with 8-Ball for the win.
Alright. Let's go car theft contest between 8-Ball and Randall Reigns. And aka Memphis Reigns.
I think I'm gonna go with 8-Ball.
You going with 8-Ball?
Yep.
Alright. 8-Ball versus 50 Cent.
50 Cent has his own video game. 2 of them, actually. And one of them is very good.
Yeah, but GTA 3 is definitely better.
I don't know, have you played 50 Cent Blood on the Sand?
No, but barely any games are ever better than GTA 3.
Blood on the Sand is so good. Do you know the story behind Blood on the Sand?
No.
50 Cent is having a concert tour in the Middle East, and instead of paying him the $10 million he asked for, the people that got him to perform there decide that they're going to give him a diamond-encrusted skull, which is stolen by a Middle Eastern terrorist group, and then 50 Cent and G-Unit and Eminem go out to get his motherfucking chain back, as he said himself, over and over again throughout the game.
So are you going with 50 Cent?
I'll have to go with my boy Ferrari F50.
Alright, I guess he is immortal. So. Alright. Go with 50 Cent versus a Dollar Tree.
You know 50 Cent carries $25,000 around in his pocket just if he feels like spending something, right?
But can he buy out an entire Dollar Tree?
Yes, he can buy out an entire Dollar Tree. He's 50 Cent.
With that 25 grand, do you think he can really buy every single product inside of a Dollar Tree?
Yes.
You think so?
I do. I might be wrong, but yes, I do think that he could walk to a single Dollar Tree and buy every product there with $25,000.
Alright, so we'll go with 50 Cent versus Walt Disney.
Walt Disney's cryogenically frozen, so Walt Disney.
You can believe that, but
I don't really believe it. It just sounds funny.
Alright, Walt Disney versus Brad Swale.
I'm going to have to go with Brad Swale.
Alright. Brad Swale versus a teenage girl in a drama contest.
I'm going to have to pick the teenage girl.
Ooh. Teenage girl versus Teenage girl versus a computer. Like a normal laptop. Can the
Computer always wins.
Are you sure? Because teenage girls totally fuck up their own computers. You're still going with the computer? Because I've seen more than one computer destroyed somehow by a teenage girl's hand.
You have a good point.
But then again, it's a computer.
Yeah.
Like, what are the odds it's really damaged and it's not just some stupid shit in the OS?
Good point. I'm gonna stick with my first guess and say the computer.
Alright, let's go with the Philadelphia Eagles versus a computer in a game of Madden.
Is it on all Madden?
Yes.
I'm gonna have to go with the computer.
Alright. The Madden computer versus the Perfect Dark bots.
The Perfect Dark bots.
Perfect Dark bots versus Shadowrun bots.
Shadowrun bots.
They fucking cheat.
I know they do.
So you're going with the Shadowrun bots?
Yes, sir. Final answer.
Alright. Shadowrun bots versus... Let's simplify this down into an elf bot. Alright? A Shadowrun elf bot versus Mr. T as a Night Elf Mohawk.
Mr. T's Night Elf Mohawk.
Mr. T's Night Elf Mohawk versus Grubby's Orc.
The Night Elf Mohawk.
Do you even know who Grubby is?
No. But I do know who Mr. T is. He's Clever Lang.
Grubby is... He's playing StarCraft 2 now, but he was the second, possibly first, in the world at Warcraft 3.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah. So, you're still going with Mr. T?
Mr. T.
Alright, because I heard in Warcraft 3, Orc versus Night Elf was pretty unbalanced toward Orc.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I feel like Mr. T would be a hero unit. Like, you can only have one of them on the field. Alright, you still going with Mr. T, though?
I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna take the underdog.
Alright, Mr. T versus Balrog.
Oh man, Clever Lang versus Balrog?
Yes.
Well, Balrog is based on Mike Tyson, and I think it's pretty safe to assume that Mike Tyson would beat the snot out of Clever Lang. So, I'm gonna have to go with my dude Balrog.
Alright. Let's go with Balrog versus a one-dimensional Street Fighter player.
One-dimensional, how so?
Like, they only have one dominant strategy. It's like, I'm only going to try and hit you with this big-ass combo, or I'm just going to defend.
Well,
They only have one dimension to their play. Like, that's all that they do.
I think I'm gonna have to go with Balrog, because if the person that's playing against Balrog is doing nothing but blocking, all Balrog has to do is repeatedly do special moves to chip damage him out.
Alright. Let's go with Balrog.
You gotta keep in mind, man, we have to think about the length of our show.
Yeah, that's true. Doesn't look like we've been going for that long, so let's go with,
Bacon weed.
Let's go with Balrog versus, oh, I don't know, Kasumi from Dead or Alive.
Well, she can kick. But Balrog can punch things really hard. And she doesn't have super combos, but Balrog does.
So.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go with Balrog again.
Oh. Balrog versus Apollo Creed.
Well, knowing that Apollo Creed was based on Muhammad Ali, I am somewhat inclined to go with Apollo Creed. But Apollo Creed doesn't have super combos. Then again, I've never played the Rocky games. Apparently there was a fairly good one that came out on the last generation consoles.
PS2 version?
It was on PS2 and Xbox.
That thing was glitchy as fuck.
Was it?
Yeah, the Angry Video Game Nerd featured it in this Game Glitches episode. Like, at one point, like, I think it actually was Apollo Creed or Clubber Lang. Like, they had, like, their normal body, and then, like, imagine, like, you flipped me upside down and connected me by my head to the other part of my body. Like, it was like two people connected by the head. It was like those conjoined twins in some Middle Eastern country that were, like, conjoined by the tip of their skull. Did you see that?
Yes.
Yeah. So who are you going with?
Well, knowing that game is glitchy as all hell, now I'm going to have to say I'm probably going to go with Balrog.
Alright.
Balrog wins!
Balrog versus Solid Snake.
Snake would kill him.
Plain and simple.
Even if it were old Snake, he probably wouldn't have much of a challenge.
Alright. MGS1 Snake versus MGS4 Raiden.
Ooh, Solid Snake versus Metal Gear Solid 4 Raiden. Wow. I'm going to have to go with Snake.
You still going with Snake?
Yep.
Yes, he did defeat Metal Gear. How many times?
Multiple times. And he beat a tank with just grenades. And he taught Raiden everything he knows.
Alright, Solid Snake versus Chris Redfield.
Is this small Chris Redfield or...
RE5.
Oh, this is Biceps Redfield?
Yes, Biceps Redfield.
I think I'm going to have to go with Biceps Redfield.
Alright, going with Biceps?
He punched out a rock. That boulder was huge.
Alright, let's go with Biceps versus Auto Rocket. You're still going with Chris?
Yes.
Alright. Chris versus Michael Phelps in an endurance run.
Well,
I mean, think about all those games where Chris did all that shit without food or water.
yeah.
Just some green herbs and a little first aid spray.
Michael Phelps is an Olympian.
Yeah. But he still needs food and water. In fact, he needs quite a bit of both.
I'm pretty sure that he only needs the green herb, if you know what I'm saying. And he'll be fine.
He mixes his herbs, green.
So yes, so we give him, 3 green herb mixes. He might be able to stand up to Chris.
So who are you going with?
I think I'm going to have to go with Michael Phelps.
Alright.
Wait, is this run or swim?
Run.
I'm not sure how Michael Phelps is at running, so I might have to change my vote and go Chris. But if it was swimming, I would definitely...
Well, obviously, like, Michael Phelps is going to beat everyone at swimming. That's what he does.
I don't know if Michael Phelps is going to be Usain Bolt at swimming.
I think he would. Usain Bolt doesn't have the body of a swimmer.
I thought you were going to say Usain Bolt's black, but you took the high road.
Yep, I did.
I'm surprised.
Okay, so let's go with Michael Phelps versus Maze Gilliam.
Maze Gilliam?
From Head of State?
Oh, I know who he is. Now I'm going to have to go with Maze Gilliam.
Alright, let's go with Maze Gilliam versus Barack Obama.
Oh my god. Wow. Wow. They both won the presidency. But Maze Gilliam doesn't have Gilliam Girl. And Barack Obama has Obama Girl. So I'm going to have to go with Barack Obama.
All right. Barack Obama versus... Barack Obama versus Mussolini.
Versus Mussolini?
Yes.
Obama.
Barack Obama versus Gohan.
Gohan!
Probably should add an extra contest for that, but alright. Now we get into superpowered people, so let's go with
I feel like we're getting...
Gohan versus Hiei from Yu Yu Hakusho.
As much as I enjoy Yu Yu Hakusho and all of the lead characters, I don't think that they are on par with the Z Fighter. But then again, you didn't specify, you know, what period of his life Gohan is in. Is this when Gohan is a small boy, when Gohan has reached Super Saiyan 2, or is this Gohan as a young man?
Where do you think would be the most even fight? Obviously, we'll have to go with Hiei from the very end of the series.
Well, it's hard to compare shonen anime characters on a universal scale, but I think that Hiei would probably be able to fight at least Super Saiyan Gohan. So somewhere between the ages of 11 and 18.
So who do you think would win?
I have to give it to Hiei because he has more experience.
Alright, fair enough.
Oh, jeez.
Hiei versus... Why can't I remember the correct pronunciation of his name? Gene? From Samurai Champloo?
I'll have to go with Gene.
Wait. I'm not done yet, though. In a stoic contest.
In a stoic contest?
Yes.
Gene.
I mean, Hiei's pretty damn stoic.
As is Gene.
Alright, so you're going with Gene?
Yes.
Alright. I think this would actually be a pretty good fight, so let's end it on this note. Gene versus the T-1000.
Wait, how much prep time does Gene get?
A week.
And am I to assume that he's been brought into the future, or is the T-1000 in the past?
Setting up Terminator 2.
Oh, okay, so Gene is technically in the future.
Oh, yeah.
Well, if Gene can meet up with Linda Hamilton and Edward Furlong and Arnold, I think he'll be fine. So I'm going to have to go with Gene.
But in a one-on-one fight to the death?
But in a one-on-one fight to the death, I'm not so sure. I might have to give it to Robert Patrick.
Alright. That's that, guys. Robert Patrick beats Gene.
But, yeah, it's not even really that close. I don't think Gene's swordplay alone would make him on par with the T-1000, unfortunately.
Depends on what he, enhances his sword with.
Yeah. Yeah, assuming he goes to what would be, about 20 years ago for us, but the present for him, or the future for him, he would probably find out about how best to fight the T-1000.
Liquid nitrogen. And then GTFO.
Liquid nitrogen sword?
That sounds so badass.
I know it does.
Imagine how cold that blade would be.
Oh, man.
That would totally redefine the phrase cold steel.
Cold steel. That's the name of the mixed martial arts gym I go to.
I had no idea.
Yes.
Alright, guys, well, that's that.
See See you guys later.